Do I have any other options?
Three, two, one. Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Fresh Out the Oven podcast with Sunny
and Hot Cocoa.
And we just lost a beautiful 1 hour's worth of just gorgeous,
it was
absolutely
so good.
drop. I mean, people got woke and unwoke, and then he got woke off something I
woke,
said,
dude.
and he tried to woke me. And then
my neighbors were leaning over the fence crying. They're like, "This is beautiful."
It was beautiful. So we're gonna have to give you, because we do have things that we have to get to.
Sure.
The
a little condensed version.
Fresh Out the Oven, Easy Express baked news.
The Easy Bake version?
The Easy Bake version, starting with Hurricane Irma, Category 5, plus. Very smart in school, very dangerous on the streets. Literally destroyed Barbados.
Yes, it's
90% of
gone.
Barbados. Rihanna, very sad.
Yes, wipe the island right off the face of the planet.
Oh, God, it's a terrible hurricane.
It's really bad. It sucks. They don't have a lot of money, so it's going to be difficult for them to rebuild.
It's going to be very difficult for them to rebuild. It's not like Houston.
No.
And also, Irma is now coming towards Florida, and it's going to hit Atlanta. The problem with Atlanta is that there's no refineries near Atlanta. So if they run out of gas, not like here where we ran out of gas, we all started panicking, and then the next day there was gas right there chilling.
It's not going to be like that in Atlanta.
They won't have no gas.
No.
All out of gas. They're just going to run out of gas and then have to smoke that OJ Kush.
That's how it is.
Let's go.
That's how it's going to be. And next.
Ethnic cleansing occurring near Bangladesh. People are being kicked out of their homes. Homes are being burned. People are being killed. They're traveling in a massive migration towards Bangladesh. Problem occurring is that their country doesn't accept them as citizens. Bangladesh doesn't accept them as citizens. There are people without a nation. It's very tragic, and people aren't accepting that this is occurring. Not even, I think, in India, they're not accepting it. The government's just not accepting it. It's absolute garbage and a atrocity to humanity. Any quotes? Any comments you have to say?
There was some guy who was there, and they were like, "Hey," he's like, "This is happening," and they're like, "How do you know?" And he's like, "I'm here." And they're like, "Yeah, but how did you figure it out?" And he's like, I asked the people who were here.
I knocked, and they were very nice. They offered me tea, and then they killed people. 8.5 magnitude earthquake happened in Mexico. Very dangerous. Oh, this is... I've always wanted to do it with, like, a Cockney accent.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord. This is not...
Okay.
This wasn't in the first podcast. This wasn't in the first
accent
podcast.
Was definitely not in the first act. This is the NBC News.
This is the NBC News.
Oh, damn. That was way better than me.
Let me try to get this. All right. Hello, this is the NBC News. That's more Australian.
That was Australian.
That's Australian. I'm trying to think.
We don't like gay people in Australia.
Accent? I can't do a British accent. I don't know.
Cup of tea.
A cup of tea.
God bless the Queen.
Hello, this is the NBC News. It's still Australian.
It's quite Australian.
It's a little better.
It's a little better. It's pretty good.
I'll
work
on it for the next.
I believe yours more than mine. So, earthquake happened in Mexico. I had a few friends that their dad's roofs caved in. I think it happened in Oaxaca, which is kind of near the oceans.
Oh, and Oaxaca is not a Spanish word?
Oaxaca is not a Spanish word.
There you go.
A lot of the words that we have are actually from indigenous people, from the Aztecs. Like
never
tortilla.
Say we don't bring you knowledge. Bring in knowledge.
We bring in knowledge to you. And we felt it all the way, we didn't felt it, but a lot of people in El DF, Distrito Federal, which is kind of in the middle of Mexico, felt it. Houses were shaking. I called on my aunt. Everything's okay dokie with them. But I think they're asking for support. And, I forgot to say this, but when Hurricane Harvey came, Mexico came with the support, and they were blocked at the wall because they didn't want to let us in. But, earthquake happens, 8.5, big magnitude, and a tsunami occurred, and
our president doesn't even say anything.
Doesn't even say anything. Not even a tweet.
Absolute bullshit garbage.
He'll tweet at Fox and Friends, but he won't tweet at an entire nation having an earthquake, 8.5, and a tsunami.
Garbage.
10 people died.
Absolute dirt garbage.
Sleep. DACA is repealed. Looks like I'm getting kicked out, boys. 6 months. Well, you know what that means. It's time for Fresh Out the Oven podcast with Coco Jives and Noisy Boy, because it's not me no more.
It's ridiculous.
Teardrops.
Facts. You need immigration because in like Japan, they're literally telling people, they're like, please come to our country because we don't have enough people. And our economy is going to collapse if you don't do that. that's what's going to happen in America if you remove DACA. Just saying that. So go ahead. There you go.
That's wild. We were talking about, it's funny how people say 800,000 jobs lost, more like 800,000 jobs for Americans. And you say that's an interesting way to put something when it's like, hey, 1 million dead kids, more like a million of funds go to another kids. Or, hey, one dead wife, more like a wife. There's a lucky lady out there that's going to get me. That's the best one. That's the best one. So you know what? That's really good. Lucky ladies, my wife died. Come hit me up. Can you imagine
the DMs are open.
DMs are open, baby.
Oh, God, that'd be horrible.
Now on our wild white people. Today's wild white people include one man who had a picture of the Confederate flag and, most ironically enough, liked it on Facebook, a page that said, "We support police, not the criminals, not those dirty Mexicans." Meh. And he ended up actually breaking into someone's car with a Bowie knife, which is strange.
Big old knife. That is odd. Where do you get one of those?
That's the knife of the size of my hand. No joke. Bowie knives are huge.
They're large.
And
large
they're
knives.
tacky. And so he had a Bowie knife, breaking into the car. Police officer's like, "Hey, stop that." He throws the Bowie knife, walks up to the officer, or kind of walks towards him, and then stabs him with a little knife. And of course that doesn't penetrate the body armor, but the officer doesn't shoot him. He tasers him and handcuffs him.
That's like the video of, like, you know, the dude where he's like in Russia and he's like climbing over the cars and he has a bucket on his head, and then he knocks the bucket off and he has another bucket on his head. That's kind of like that.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Surprise.
Next, Wild Whites, the light turned on.
Sure. I thought somebody was speaking through the window.
That's fine.
So
Hey, what's
through
up?
the window. They're trying to get a guest appearance on the podcast.
Hey, what's poppin'? A white woman is stealing from the mall, which we said, that's pretty pathetic. Why are you stealing from the mall? There's nothing really worth stealing at the mall. Oh, I really needed those $10 shoes. Please stop.
I really need those $10 light up shoes.
Be fake.
Oh, everything at the mall
Bro,
is fake. Everything in those kiosks are horrible.
So quick, this dude is like, "Hey, do you want a G-Shock? $40. I'm like, no, thank you. Okay, $35. Dude, no, I really don't want it. Okay, $20. And he went down to $15.
Are you serious?
What a fake G-Shock.
I mean, like, no, thank you. Bro, you can buy hermit crabs at the mall. Like, I mean, come on, dude.
What are you gonna? Anyway, she steals a car. I mean, I skipped the story. She steals whatever, probably like maybe like a bra, and then she gets arrested. She's in the cop car. She steals the cop car. Then there's a 40-minute chase. The police knock her over. She tries to reach for the shotgun in the back of the car. The police still don't shoot at her. They break the window. They take her out, and then they're like, "Hey, do you need medical help?"
Yeah. There was a woman who got shot 105 times or whatever in her car.
In the back, she was driving in her car. Dude, it's not even funny. They accidentally shoot the car 105 times, killed the pregnant woman and her kid, and nothing happened.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
This woman stole it. This woman stole a car.
Mafia style movie. He swear to God he was in a movie.
Like, how do you even? Where do you fit 105 bullets?
That is not one cartridge.
No, got that extendo clip. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it's absolute dirt garbage.
And then there's black people being attacked for no reason. There's a man has his turn signal on. He doesn't use his turn signal late at night. No cars behind him. Cop pulls him over. It's a ticket. He'll take it. Actually, he walks up with his pistol in his hand, and he looks like he's about to shoot. The black man has none of this, and it's time to give him a read. It's time to do. He had his phone out, and he's like, "Look at yourself. Are you really pulling out a gun on me for a turn signal? Really, man? Huh? Are you serious? Do you feel strong right now? Huh? I got 3 kids. You gonna shoot me? You're not gonna miss a second of sleep. My kids are gonna grow up without a father." He schooled the shit.
He demolished that man. I think my favorite quote from that was he looks at him, he goes, "Did you not get pussy in high school? Did you get beat up in high school?" I was like, oh man. I was like, oh.
He really told him that.
I was like, he ruined this man's whole career.
He meant it. Oh, bro.
I was like,
you know what he said? You remember the police?
Okay. Because he thought, he was like, "Man, you right, bro. That's wrong." He's like, "That's wrong to bring
that
up."
He's
like, "How you gonna bring that up on me like that?"
And then at the end, he just looked at him, asked him a question. He was just silent.
He's just like, "Yeah."
It's just silent because it's embarrassing.
Because
you're embarrassed. Be embarrassed. You stay embarrassed.
I know. Gotta catch our breath real quick. That was about 30 minutes worth of podcast. Just stuck right into 5 minutes.
Tommy Lauren is a known Dallas puppet that has her strings pulled by Breitbart News. Oh, I'm sorry. She's a known puppet have strings pulled by Fox News. Totally wrong. Messed it up. My bad. After her allegation saying that the law is the law and I am the land of the law and I support immigration, but if you're a legal immigrant, then bye. Well, then Tommy Lauren is literally saying bye to herself because they dug up the fact that her great-grandfather is a Russian, and he faked his papers to be in the United States? Well, isn't that something? The perfect white American girl that Breitbart loves to have, blue eyes, angel with your gun, and yeah, she's Russian. And we have a theory about how can someone be so dumb?
Vodka instead of breast milk.
Yeah.
Like the voice
My
crack
whole
in that
life,
too is
I just
perfect.
never understood how someone could be so dumb.
figured it
Being
out.
fed beautiful woman breast milk.
Is that Russian?
She's Russian, fed vodka.
That's what they do.
It's what they do. They do.
I love the argument that it's like they're like, oh, but you can't blame her parents or whatever for making a mistake, and it's like, why can't you pull that same argument?
Move it
with
to the
Dreamers?
left 1 inch for Dreamers.
Yes. It's like
It doesn't
literally
work no
the
more for
same
some
argument.
reason.
It's like no, but now we're bringing emotion
It's
into it.
different.
Shut up. Just shut your mouth.
Equifax. They out here slinging that Social Security dope, and then whoops, I had too much dope, and I accidentally gave it to the hackers. So half of America's information has now been compromised. Are you randomly now getting letters about male genitalia increasing stuff? Maybe someone sold your information because your Social Security is probably out there, and you've never even used Equifax, and it's
But
not
on a
your
real
fault.
note, you should go out and like if you do something to protect your identity.
Do it.
If you're over the age of 18 in America, you should go out and like find something to help protect your
Or
identity.
just be like, did something happen? Because it'll mess up your entire life.
Yes.
The analogy you had. Imagine you let your friend.
Oh, that was a good analogy. I did like that one.
Quite indeed.
It was good. It was
yes.
good. Yes,
Imagine that you
yes.
have to go and get a cup of sugar for your tea, and then you say, "Friend, I shall let you be in my house for a second. Make sure everything is okay." Wow, this accent went from like English, and it slightly went to like Chinese.
I was like, where are we? It really did. Make sure everything
So
is
imagine
okay.
like you let your friend like just watch your house for a second, and then he accidentally left the windows open, and a burglar comes in, and then
And they say
you come back.
he stole the key.
Yeah,
It's like, hey, I'm going out of the country. Here's a key to my house.
they actually had bad security.
They had bad security.
Yeah.
He made a copy of the key, gave the key to burglars. The burglars came and stole everything from the house, and then he was like, dang, bro. I mean, everybody came and stole stuff from your house, so I just went ahead and sold your house.
I sold your house.
I just sold your house.
And by sold your house, I mean I sold $1.5 million of stocks in our share, and then I told you later, hey, bro, I sold your house. Oops, I mean I sold $1.5 million of the stock, and by the way, we got hacked.
Sorry.
Isn't that interesting? All right, good. We're good on time. We're good on time. Next, Hillary Clinton attacked Bernie. Stop being so salty.
Why, Bernie?
Why are you so salty?
Why, Bernie?
Why Bernie?
Why,
Relax,
Bernie?
Hillary. No one likes you because you're kind of a robot. And please stop attacking Hillary, thinking that you're gonna attack me, because you don't, and you look dumb. Hillary is not my idol. I don't have posters of Hillary on my wall.
No.
I don't have posters of Obama on my wall.
Like
but
we
you
said,
probably have
Hillary
posters
lost.
of Trump on your wall.
Get over it.
If you think about it.
Think
about it?
Think about it.
You kind of hold Trump at a really high position that no one really holds anybody except you up there, and it's kind of weird, and you look weird because that's just weird, dog.
Again, like it's like Hillary lost. Get over it. Run the country.
Yeah. just run the
Congratulations,
country.
we
Like, I
lost. You don't have to keep bringing it up.
Like, if Hillary's a hypocrite, yeah, she said they're super predators. I agree. She's not the best. But
I will accept the fact that she's not the best.
I will accept the fact that she's not the best, but Trump
Again,
supporters don't
Trump
accept
comes
the
out
fact.
and says, I sexually
I can
harassed
just
women.
shoot someone
I
right
can shoot
here.
someone here in the street.
And you're like, yeah, I support that man.
No, you have a problem. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Moving on.
I'm actually not sorry.
All right, I'm going to make sure that doesn't turn
Just
off on
make
me.
sure.
Russia, Facebook sold $100,000 in ads to Russians about fake news during our politics, but for some reason can find out the moment there's a nipple on the screen. I'm sure, yeah, Facebook, yeah, you totally sold me with that argument. What? I
Congratulations,
didn't know.
Facebook.
I didn't.
You're
You sold a whole Porsche of ads. It literally is a
Sold
Porsche.
of ads.
A Porsche of ads about fake news and lies being spread to very specific areas that have Trump-like demographics. You didn't know? I'm sure you didn't. Moving on. Amazon is one bad bitch. Everyone wants the HQ. I didn't say it last time. Amazon's making a second headquarters in North America.
I was like, we didn't
and
bring this up
everybody
first.
wants that bad bitch. Everyone's putting, hey, Dallas, Texas, we're definitely one for the bid.
Oh, I can see that,
Canada's
yeah.
in the bid. Iowa's in Dallas, Texas only. That's where the headquarters should come.
Amazon's like that's the next big thing, like because
Dude,
they
they're
bought
eating.
out Whole Foods now,
Eating.
like that you can buy food. Like I can buy food from Amazon.
I
That's-
can't
what's
buy-
up? That's awesome.
I want a drone to shoot a grape in my mouth.
I can
Instead
not-
of Roman women, it's drones.
Just drones
shooting.
flying. Just
Drones dropping grapes in my mouth. Let's go. This
Like,
is the
I will never
and
have to
I
leave
want
my
that
house
to be
ever
carved
again.
in stone. So when we die,
people
they'll
know.
be like, oh, what are these majestic flying beasts?
Flying beasts dropping balls into people's mouths. That's so hot.
Definitely not a PR stunt. Trump Jr. is working hard at his desk with all pictures of his frames facing away because
What is it?
So like he's at his desk working and he has a lot of pictures of his children and a very big one of himself in the center, but they're kind of facing away, so he's just looking at the back of the frame. And it's like almost like
I don't want to look at my kids in the eyes.
I don't want to look at my kids in the I am so ashamed
He looks
of
at
who
them
I
and
am.
he's just like,
Who am I? And it's just I'm so sorry.
What a disappointment.
What a disappointment to myself and my children.
And myself and my children. Just look at him.
Because he turned himself
yeah,
away.
Yeah, he looks at his own picture and he's just like God,
I am not the man that I used to be.
It's like, what is wrong with me? He just turns it around.
That's funny.
It was much funnier in the hour-long version.
Yeah, it was the hour-long version. It just happened
was really
naturally.
good.
We're
Really,
kind
really
of
good.
forcing the jokes
We are kind
upon you.
of pushing everything.
Sloane Stevens is a African-American woman. I think she's African-American. I'm not sure, but I know that she is black. She placed 957th starting the U.S. Tennis Opens. She's a tennis player. And she won the U.S. Opens, beating
Congratulations.
the Williams sisters.
That's awesome. Black excellence.
Sweating black excellence. Brrrr. I think we ran through it.
What's up, dog? Did we really? Was that everything?
Yeah, and we got
Wow.
4 minutes to spare.
Nice.
So, like, DACA, stop saying that the law is the law. You're embarrassing.
There you go.
The law is the law. Are you sure the law is the law? Because there was a time that the law was that you couldn't get married to white people, black folks, and black folks couldn't get married to white people. That was the law. And the law is the law. And the law has no emotion. But I don't see the law no more. And there used to be a law that children had to work even overtime under the age of 18, but that used to be the law, and the law is the law.
Like 12.
Yeah, but I don't see that law anymore. Isn't that strange? But the law is a law. And then there was a time where black people had to go in the back of the bus, and people had to be segregated, and schools used to be segregated. That was the law, and the law is the law. But that law is no longer here. Isn't that strange how laws change over time?
Well, it's almost as if they have emotions.
Yeah, it's almost like it's dependent upon what society thinks is correct, and by what it thinks is correct is what it thinks it's right, and what it's right is what emotionally makes them feel good.
That's crazy.
Isn't that interesting?
Wow.
There used to be a time where we can whip people, and just because they were a different color. The law is the law, but we don't have that law anymore. Isn't that crazy how laws change?
Wow.
There used to be a time where
I would have never guessed.
there used to be a time
If
where
you stole something, I could cut your hand
a
off.
time where there was a law, and the law used to be the law, but the law is no longer a law.
I know, because laws change. It's almost as if the times change.
And times change, and people change,
Wow.
and ideas change, and it's like there used to be white supremacy. Now there's not a lot of white supremacy,
But there still is. It's just closeted.
It's like
I mean,
it's still closeted.
if we're being real, it's still there.
There's a picture which is great. There, you remember the first black girl who entered a white school, and like they used to line. There's pictures of like these white women, and they're just signed up. They're spitting on her face. They're screaming at her. They're just yelling nigger. She's still alive.
Oh yeah,
She's
still alive and she's still voting.
56. That means that there's a lot of those people who did that stuff to her. They're still alive and they're still voting. There's a reason why David Duke said, Donald Trump, take a good look in that mirror and think about who supported you and who put you there. And it was white supremacists.
Yeah.
The law is the law. The law is the law. The law is the law. The law has no emotion, except no one. So here is the great next one where it's like the law has no emotion, but it's so funny that I've never seen a court where someone gets murdered and they go up to the jury and it's like, this lady. I'm going to think of a better name this time.
Okay.
This lady.
You got a second chance.
Becky Smith. Much better name.
Much better.
Much better name than last
Honestly,
time. Last time
much
was
better.
garbage.
It was really bad. We're not even talking about it.
Becky Smith was murdered by this man, Steven. Becky was 36 years old, good health. She was making about $30,000 a year, and she was going to live up to approximate 70 years old. She was going to have 2 kids, and they were going to be a part of the system. She would have taken out a mortgage on the house. She had a good job, never really lived below the poverty line, and that's why we have to arrest this man. No one's going to give 2 dams. Every time that the law comes into play, not even a damn.
Not even one damn.
Not even one damn. When the law comes into play, you damn straight know that that lawyer is going to pull up with the 2 kids. They're going to be crying. He's like, this man murdered her and took away a mother from their children. And now they're never going to know her. He's going to appeal to the pathos. He's going to appeal. Why did I say pathos? He's going to appeal to the
ethos.
Ethos.
Emotion.
Not just logos. There's a great philosopher who said that the logic is the man who drives the carriage, but emotion is the horses who pull it. Without emotion, nothing's really going to get done. Okay.
Okay. How are we on time?
We still got a minute left.
So I got 1 minute left.
Do I have anything else that I want to talk about?
What else did we say?
31 Harvard professors are arrested for civil disobedience protesting for DACA. Okay,
Yeah, boy.
Look.
We appreciate you.
Look. you know, sometimes it does bum me out that so many people don't want me in this country simply because of the fact that they think that I'm not American, even though I grew up just like their children. That's fine. But you know what? At the end of the day, I have some of the smartest people on the planet. Some of the people that you think is the smartest people to raise the minds of the smartest kids on my side. They're not on your side. Okay, I really want you to think.
You should just kind of digest that for a little bit.
If you don't support DACA, well, you have your friends that you know that like to do stuff that I don't really know because I don't care for. But I know that people that support me as a dreamer, they're some of the smartest motherfuckers on this planet.
Boom, bitch. You also said about like girl who was like crying.
Oh yeah, I started it off last time and I did a very long story.
That was how you started off.
Okay, you're right. Damn, I wish I started with that. Oh well, too bad.
Just cut it back in the beginning.
No, it's fine.
We'll end with this.
I'm ashamed from last podcast because I attacked a dreamer or dreamers who cry on TV because I saw it, and when I saw it, I said, "Damn, how can I lack so much compassion for these people?" And at the end of the day, what really happened was me just kind of attacking at anything because my life's falling apart. It really is. Both like I'm being slowly kicked out of my country, and I'm also my home country, and I'm also slowly getting kicked out of my own home. So it's kind of funny how that works out for me. But I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna be fine. And like, I went to church, which is something I never do. And I think it's, and I said, look, I went to church, and because knowledge speaks but wisdom listens, and I just needed someone to tell me some wisdom, to tell me some knowledge. Right, so I'm listening to the pastor, and he said these great words, and he also says very dumb words. As you know, I don't like pastors. You know me, I fight a pastor any day. Yo, square up. I mean, I know you got Jesus on your side of the ring, but I got professors. No, I don't know what I'm saying. So
I was like, you didn't talk about this in the first one.
Where
you going? Where you going with that? Where you going?
And so like, as I looked around and I saw, you know, these beautiful Mexican babies and these parents that are probably not legal, and the baby is, and I kind of looked around me and I just saw all these Latinos, you know, all praying, all coming for a reason, all coming for hope. And I said, you know, I only have 6 months left and I got to make them count. Whether it happens or not, I got to make them count. So I said, I got to do the things that matter. And this podcast matters to me because it's A, something that can't take away from me, and B, it's bigger than me. It's so much bigger than me. I talk about things that affect these people, and I was acting like it didn't affect me, but it very much affects me, and it very much affects everyone's lives on a daily basis. So at the end, like at first I thought maybe I was doing this podcast maybe because I was bored, or maybe because I just wanted a platform, but that's bullshit. It really is bullshit. None of that matters because it doesn't matter to me. It matters more that I'm doing something that's bigger than myself, and that's very much more of a fulfilling feeling. Fulfilling feeling. What the fuck is that? Who invented these two words? Fulfilling feeling. That's very difficult for me to say.
Well, if my dog just keeps like running in and out, and he's
like, "Hey, what's going on? I support you, bro.
What's up?"
So I'm sorry. I support you, baby girl. You don't have to cry on this TV. You're gonna be fine. Cause trust me, I know you're tough.
But yeah, this podcast is bigger than us. It is a platform.
This podcast is bigger than us.
We have bigger than us with what am I trying to say? We have a place to speak some knowledge, speak some truth.
Yeah, and
we want to take advantage of that.
I was on my knees and I did a prayer where I didn't ask God for guidance on like, oh, how should I, you know, power through this, or how should I, you know, how am I gonna live my life? I just asked God for the courage to say the words that matter and to make a difference. And that's what we're here for. And I think that's the end of the podcast.
Don't be hesitant to try and change something. Definitely. Don't
even the channel.
Yeah, there you go. Don't change this podcast though. Listen to this podcast.
Hey, don't change it.
On a serious note.
Okay, sorry.
Because I feel like that was a big problem that was going on during the election, was people just being too passive. People being like
me.
Like I remember my first podcast you talked to, you're like, I had a chance to talk to someone and change their mind, and I didn't do it. And if you change one person's mind, you change 100 people's mind, and they change 100 people's mind. And it's just don't sit back and let things happen. Don't sit back and watch and be like, man, I can do this. Like retweeting something, saying I pray for something, that's cool. Write a letter to your legislation. Call your senators. Go out and physically do things. Let people know, not just that your online presence is upset, but that your physical being you as a human being is upset because people as a human beings are being violated for no reason whatsoever.
Facts.
So, be the change. What is it? Be the change that you want to see in the world.
Be the change.
Be the change that you want to see in the world. And I think that's
The Rock.
That's it. I think I'm good there.
That's who said it. The Rock.
There you go. Is that who said it?
That's who said it. The Rock.
The Rock, bro. The Rock for President 2020. No, it's not. Bro, you're straight up lying to me right now. I swear to God, you're lying to me.
He was Gandhi.
I was like,
all right, bro. Let's finish this bitch with a high five. We did a good job.
Hey, that was good.
Raymond and Tyler, you better be fucked up.
Bro, yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Mind.
Okay, so the reason that we're here,
this podcast,
the reason that we're here in my backyard right now is because Raymond and Tyler
too.
decided to go out and party without us.
You better bring me something.
Yeah. Bring me that pussy. Bye.
Bye.
I'm leaving.
Do I have any other options?